Good evening, Lakers Nation. What we witnessed last night in Minnesota wasn't just a game, it was a wake-up call. The scoreboard read 117-95. A 22-point loss that hit deeper than numbers can show. The Los Angeles Lakers started with a spark, but by the second quarter, that flame was out. And as the Timberwolves lit up the court with 21 made threes on just 42 attempts, fans around the world watched in disbelief. This wasn't just a loss. It was a strategic meltdown. Let's talk facts. Minnesota didn't beat the Lakers with star power alone. They didn't need Anthony Edwards to go nuclear. What they had was a plan. And what they faced? A Lakers defense that tried to cover everything, and ended up covering nothing. Instead of locking in on Edwards and forcing him to make tough, contested shots, the Lakers collapsed the paint and sent double teams. The result? Ant became a distributor. He found Naz Reid, who finished with 18 points off the bench, and Jaden McDaniels, who added 14 of his own, including some dagger threes that sent waves through the crowd. Wide open. Confident. Unafraid. That was the Wolves' supporting cast, and they punished every misstep from the purple and gold. Now, let's talk about one bright spot. A name we've said before, a name we'll say again, D'Angelo Russell. Some call him Luka, in jest, for his smooth handle and shooting touch, showed up with 37 points. He shot the lights out. He pulled up off screens. He danced into the lane. But he had just one assist. One. And that's not because he didn't try. It's because he looked around and saw nothing. No lanes. No shooters. No help. The floor spacing collapsed like a house of cards. And when Russell sat, the house burned down. In the non-Russell minutes, the Lakers were outscored by a painful margin. It was a disaster. No flow, no rhythm, no answer for Minnesota's energy. This wasn't about hustle or heart. It was about depth. And right now, the Lakers' bench looks thin. Paper thin. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves played smart. They knew they couldn't stop D'Angelo completely. So they let him eat, but they cut off the kitchen. No playmaking, no domino effect. Rudy Gobert may have only had 8 points and 7 rebounds, but his defense was rock solid. Every drive was met with resistance. Every cut met a wall. Rudy wasn't flashy, but he was effective. That rim protection? The Lakers had no answer for it. And then there was Austin Reeves. Let's be honest. He's had better nights. Last night, he looked lost. Missed rotations on defense, hesitation on offense. He finished with only 6 points and was a team worst in plus-minus. If the Lakers are going to have any shot at bouncing back, Austin needs to reset. Refocus. And rise. LeBron James, we love him. We trust him. But he waited too long to engage. In a game like this, momentum is everything. And by the time he turned it on, the momentum was already gone. His 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists weren't enough, not because he didn't try, but because the fire came too late. And what about Jackson Hayes? He played 8 minutes. That's it. No rhythm, no impact. And that leaves a question hanging in the air: what is his role? If the coaching staff believes in him, they need to show it. If not, he's taking up a roster spot that could be better used. These are tough decisions. But they need to be made. Fast. Let's not sugarcoat it, this isn't about one loss. It's about a pattern. It's about adjustments. Minnesota came in with a clear defensive strategy: contain the ball handler, close out with discipline, and control the boards. And it worked. The Lakers? Their plan was reactive. Panicked. It left shooters wide open. It let Ant control the game without having to score 40. You want to win playoff basketball? You don't give up 21 threes. You don't double team out of fear. You don't let your best scorer carry the load with no help. You play smart. You play together. And right now, the Lakers aren't doing that. But here's the good news. This team is talented. Top to bottom. More talent than Minnesota. That's not a slight to the Wolves, it's just reality. But talent alone doesn't win playoff series. Execution does. Strategy does. And urgency does. This is the moment where we find out who the Lakers really are. Not in victory, but in response. Will they bounce back with fire? Will they come home and defend their house? Or will they crumble under the weight of expectation? Because here's what's at stake, this series isn't over. But it's slipping. Game by game. Minute by minute. If the Lakers don't change their defensive approach, if they don't accept that Edwards might score 35 but deny the others, then this series could end before it ever truly begins. The locker room needs leadership. Not just from LeBron. But from everyone. From Darvin Ham on the sidelines. From Reeves on both ends. From Rui Hachimura, who had only 9 points and needs to bring more. From Gabe Vincent, who played 15 quiet minutes. From the bench, from the vets, from the young guns. Everyone. All in. Because the playoffs are brutal. They don't wait. And they don't forgive. And what about Anthony Davis? You're probably wondering where he fits in this equation. Let's be clear, Davis had 21 points and 10 rebounds. Not a bad stat line. But we needed more presence. More physicality. More intimidation. AD needs to own the paint, command attention, and lead this team with force. The Lakers need the dominant AD, not the reactive one. Let me take you back for a moment. Remember 2020? The bubble? The championship? That Lakers team didn't always play pretty, but they played together. They played smart. They made adjustments. They responded to adversity. That's what this team has to rediscover. The grit. The grind. The focus. And maybe, just maybe, this blowout was a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's the kind of loss that shakes a team awake. Maybe it's what the coaching staff needed to stop tinkering and start deciding. Because there's no more room for maybe. It's now or never. Game 2 is coming. And it will tell us everything. Will LeBron set the tone from the jump? Will Reeves shake off the rust? Will Russell get help when he breaks down the defense? Will the Lakers stop giving up wide-open looks to role players who are just waiting to torch them? These aren't hypotheticals. These are the keys to survival. Because when the lights are this bright, only the prepared shine. So here's the message to Lakers fans, don't give up. Not yet. Not ever. But demand more. Demand effort. Demand unity. Because this team, your team, can still do something special. But only if they wake up. Only if they adjust. Only if they believe. This is the NBA playoffs. Where legends rise. Where dynasties fall. Where every possession counts. The Lakers are still standing. Now it's time to fight. Here's a crucial insight for you. Diving into financial education can significantly elevate your quality of life. In the realm of finance, take the time to explore bonds and stocks, with a special emphasis on real estate investment trusts, REITs. These investments have the potential to generate passive income. Approach this journey with diligence and opt for reputable investment brokerages globally. By doing so, you'll be laying a solid foundation for a more secure and prosperous future.